Hello guys, this is Srinivas from My Techno Journal. So guys, we have designed this course for Oracle Fusion Tax Module, and we'll discuss the end-to-end flow for Oracle Tax Module and what are the changes in Oracle Fusion Tax Module and what are the functionalities, how it works, and what are the important aspects we need to take in care while designing or setting up the Oracle tax model. Okay, so let us go for an overview of Oracle tax model, and then we'll touch upon what are the things we want to cover in these sessions, and in the complete sessions, what are the setup elements, and what are the important aspects we need to cover while configuring the Oracle Fusion tax. So, what is Oracle Fusion tax? Oracle Fusion tax is a tax module. Actually, it's a integrated tax module, which is a seamless integration with all the subledger fusion modules. Okay. So why we use Fusion tax? Oracle Fusion tax basically a company who subscribe to Oracle Fusion module or Oracle Fusion applications. They need certain tax compliance to compliance with the government tax requirement or statutory requirement. So Fusion Tax provides a centralized global solution for managing the transaction-based tax requirement across the Fusion applications. Okay. So across the Oracle Fusion application, that means what are the main benefit of Fusion Tax? So actually, it helps in determination of tax and tax reporting functions across business and preparing the documents such as sales invoice, purchase order, supplier invoice. So across all level of transactions, Oracle Fusion has a seamless integration, and if you can use it to calculate and derive tax calculations uh, on these transaction documents. Okay, so that means we can use Fusion tax module for all the subledger models. You can, if we want, we can calculate tax at order management level, or purchase order level, or invoice payable invoice level, or receivable transaction levels. So, lot of flexibilities are has been provided in Oracle tax module to handle the tax and statutory requirement of a business. Okay. So, as I told already, it's integrated to core subledger modules. So there is no need to any additional third-party tools required, because once you configure the tax, then there will be seamless flow of tax calculation or tax informations from tax module on the basis of certain criteria and rules you have been defined in the tax module, and it will calculate tax based upon these rules. Okay. What are the setup elements? Okay. So what are the setup elements of Oracle while we are configuring the Oracle Fusion tax element? Okay. The first thing is tax regime. So what is tax regime? How we are managing tax regime in Oracle Fusion tax? Okay. So regime is nothing but a country, a geographic region in which you do the business. So it can be India, Australia, Europe, any countries belongs to Europe, and USA. So all these countries are a specific tax region or tax regime. So when you are designing the tax structure or tax module for a country, first of all you need to define a tax regime. Okay. So tax regime, either it can be country level or state level or city level. Basically, mostly you have to create the regime at country level only. So that is the highest level which controls the complete tax requirement of a country. Okay. So a regime associates a common set of default detail to one or more taxes. So higher level defaults that will move to the lower level setups like tax rate and other things while you define a regime. That we'll discuss in while we are defining a regime. Then we have managed tax. So tax is nothing but the VAT or GST, value added tax or gross goods and service tax. So depends upon the country's tax requirement. You have to define one tax. Okay. So that will be used by the regime to calculate the tax for a country. So what is tax status then? Tax status is the nature of the tax, nature of a product, taxable nature of a product. Okay. So tax can be one. Okay. It can be GST or VAT. But this nature of this tax calculations, it can be different. Okay. Suppose the tax rates or something is there is one VAT or GST, that is one tax. But while you assume the nature of the tax, that can be exemption tax, it can be reduced rate of tax, or it can be offset tax. So through a tax status, you are dividing or segregating the nature of the tax. Okay. So you should use the status for each tax for a combination of tax regime, tax and configuration owner. Okay. So then we'll go to tax jurisdiction. So what is tax jurisdiction? So that is you have to create a tax jurisdiction for a geographical region or tax zones where a tax authority levies tax. So it can be a country. So any country have a jurisdiction, and within the purview of that jurisdiction, they will uh, they will impose certain amount of tax on the transactions. Okay. So jurisdiction explain the relationship between a tax and a specific geographical area. Okay. So this jurisdiction can be at country level or state level, city level, or a county level. So depends upon the country's specific requirement. So another way to use the jurisdiction is to define jurisdiction-based tax rate. Okay, that is rate unique to a region or tax that will discuss later actually. For example, suppose your company does a business in California. For US sales and use tax, you may create a country jurisdiction for all countries in the parent geography type of state, and in the parent geography name of California, the country, state, or city which is the legal jurisdiction or file the statutory tax return. So that means to say we have to analyze the requirement of a country, specific tax requirement of a country, and design our tax jurisdiction as per this requirement. So that is then we have to define sorry manage tax rate or sorry offset tax for input tax credit. So offset tax is used basically for input tax when you are creating tax for payable model or input tax. So that is used to input tax credit, or it will create a reverse tax line for the original tax lines when you are getting the input tax credit. Okay, so that will discuss in detail while creating the configuration of AP tax or AP tax model. Manage tax rate. So we have defined tax, we have defined the tax jurisdiction, and we have defined the tax status. Then you have to define the tax rate, which is most important factor in the regime to rate configurations. So what kind of rate should be applicable in what conditions? What are the determination factors required to derive a tax rate? Okay. So that is kind of tax rate applicable to different criteria, like when a domestic tax rate will be applied, when there will be an export tax rate, when there will be intra-community tax rate, okay, or is there any special tax rate for specific tax zone, user-defined tax geography, okay. So that you have to define this kind of tax rate. First, we have to analyze the how many tax rates are operating in the for this business or for this country, and accordingly to you have to define that many tax rates. Okay. What is tax recovery rate? Again, the tax recovery rate we have to define for input tax credit. So that is it is important to set up a tax recovery rate code because it defines identify the percentage of recovery designed or designated by the tax authority for a transactions. For example, organization that make VAT applicable goods and service may recover 100% of the VAT that they pay on the typical purchase and would thus use a default 100% recovery rate. So basically, uh, while purchasing, the standard tax rate will be reversed by recovery lines. So whatever we have paid already, that will be recovered. So that will be handled by the managed tax recovery rates. So there can be 100% recovery rate or 0% recovery rate. So that we need to define as per the requirement. So manage tax zones already defined. Tax zone is nothing but a user defined geography. So we have seeded geography like country, state, city, county. So these are all the seeded geography. But suppose there is a combination of certain countries, combination of certain regions. We have to impose a certain specific tax rate. Then you have to define a custom tax zone, and you can use it through a tax rule or tax conditions, or use which as a determination factor to derive a tax calculations or tax rate. So that we'll discuss. Then manage tax determination factors. Okay, there are some seeded determination factor uh, to be used in tax condition or tax rate, sorry, tax rules to derive tax calculations like geography and transaction type, product category, inventory item category. Uh, so there are a lot of determination factors, seeded. They're available. You can use to derive the tax calculations. Okay. Geography means the country, state, and city level you want to derive. If, for example, if uh, from a certain ship to and bill to, the customer is belongs to a particular ship to and bill to, then the tax rate will be 19% or 20%. If the product type or product category is this, the tax rate will be reduced. Tax rate will be a certain percentage. So that kind of determination factor you have to create to use in the tax condition and tax rules. Manage tax condition. So in tax condition, you have to use the determination factors and give the condition values for a tax rule. Okay. For example, you have given a if the ship to and bill to, our determination factors is like is ship to bill to customers is India. Okay. Which country? In condition, you have to give the value. In determination, you have the ship to bill to country equal to a country. So which country? So in condition, tax condition, we have to give that name. If the ship to bill to customer name, or the geography is India, then tax rate will be 25%, for example. So that kind of condition we have to enable here. Okay. So at last we have to define our tax rule. Tax rule is nothing but it's a kind of rules or the engines which actually put together some of the elements like tax condition, determination factors, tax regime, tax rates, and tax status and event class to generate a tax rate. Okay. So in tax rules, actually calculate the tax on the basis of certain criteria. So we have to define the tax rule or configure the tax rule very carefully because the tax rule is the engine which actually take care and look into all the factors, all the criteria like determination factors, tax conditions, and gives us a result accordingly. Which tax rate should be applied as per the tax conditions. Okay. So once you define all kind of tax rules, so tax rule is a very vast area. So we'll define, we'll discuss this one by one. Like there are tax rule like tax applicability rules, tax rate rules, place of supply rules, tax registration rules. So all these kind of rules have different purpose. So we have to use it very meticulously to derive the correct rate of tax calculations. So once you define our tax calculations or define our tax rules, there is a simulation engine provided in Oracle Fusion Tax. So simulation engine, you are not doing any kind of transactions. Just you have to create some tax simulation transaction using certain criteria to check if the tax rules or tax setups are working properly and tax rates are deriving or tax is calculating as per expectations. So before going to a real transaction, you can validate your setup, validate your regime to rate tax configurations by doing all kind of simulation transactions. Okay, that also we'll discuss in detail. And then, if you think that all the criteria, like all the scenarios, are working fine or as expected uh, in simulation engines, then we can go for transaction and create transaction, real transaction to check if tax lines is calculating perfectly or not. Okay. So that all these things we'll discuss in one by one in our uh, latter part, our latter part of our training. So before going ahead with these tax setups, just wanted to ensure that we assume that all the basic core module setups are in place because I am not going to touch upon all these basic and core setups. So I'm assuming that ledger setup is there, business unit setup is in place, and legal entity setup is in place. Customer and supplier setups are already there in the module. And all the subledger models like AP, AR, OM, and purchasing. So all these setups has been done. So our purpose is to only cover the tax configurations and use these setups in the configuration of tax. And once the configuration is complete, we can go to that particular module and try to create transaction and validate our tax lines. Okay. So I'm ending up this session for now, and in next session we'll see the tax regimes and other setups. Thank you for watching this video.